Hello, Sacred Path travelers. Welcome to the channel. I'm Melissa, Mother Lover for Life, 100%. Thank you for tuning into the channel. I hope that you all are having a beautiful, blessed day, spring day. It's beautiful out here in Iowa. I hope you guys are having some great weather wherever you are. Thank you for tuning into the channel. If you like what this channel has to share with you and it blesses you on your path, hit that thumbs up button. Leave some comments in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel if you like. I would sure love that. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments as well, and I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. So let's go ahead and get a message from Spirit. I've already called in my spiritual team, and I have an incense stick, One Love, burning for us as we step into this reading and see what my spiritual team has to share with us for a message today. So my prayer for you is this blesses you on your sacred path as you continue to travel the sacred path. So the first card I'm going to get is from the Oracle of the Hidden Worlds from Lucy Cavendish. This is a newer deck that I have just purchased, and I'd like to share it with you. So it comes with a guidebook, and we'll just step in and see what Spirit has for a message for this healing sacred rebel light workers that are traveling a sacred path, sharing their light with the rest of the world through their creative projects and endeavors. And thank you, Spirit, for these messages, for these sacred light workers. Can you show us what we need to know most at this time as we continue to travel on our sacred path? What do we need to know most at this time, Spirit? What is most beneficial for this collective as they continue to move and heal on their sacred journey? Thank you for these messages, and thank you for our gifts. Show us what we need to know most at this time. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Anything else? Okay. So the first card that came out is the Pathway, Direction, Purpose, Change. So you may be changing directions, changing paths, crossing a bridge, going on to a different path, or just coming over the bridge and going up a sacred mountain to meet this. It's the moon energy. And so the pathway to strength, finding direction in your purpose, and maybe changing your path and deciding to climb this mountain and head towards the light. Maybe your path has been dark prior to crossing this bridge. I received a spiritual download from Spirit, and I kept saying, they kept telling me that I am the bridge, I am the bridge. And every time I would say I am the bridge, I would spiritually resonate and get God bumps all from my ankles to my head. And so I am the bridge. And I know from my sacred deck, the bridge, the peacemaker, peacekeeper, is one of the leadership roles. So you may be taking a pathway to be some sort of leadership role and changing direction and purpose in your life. And it may be you just crossed that bridge and you're preparing to climb this mountain with strength. The dolphin caller, pure, joyful, friendships, loving help. So you may be calling in other loving dolphins like yourself. So this 15 adds up to 6, which is balance and harmony and a vibration of love. So you may be calling in the other dolphins like yourself, that have a pure, joyful friendship and a loving, tender helpers on your sacred path. So that's a beautiful message that you're heading, crossing this bridge, changing direction, finding purpose in the change and direction, and calling in other pure, joyful, kindred spirits that are going to lovingly help you, and you're going to lovingly help them. So that's a beautiful message. And then 38 is the hidden worlds, changing consciousness, awareness, extrasensory perception. So your spiritual gifts and talents and your sensory perceptions may be kicking into high gear. I know that as I continue to spiritually advance, that's something that picked up for me, where I would have the ringing in the ears, and I'm trying to understand what this means, and the spiritual resonations, the God bumps, and when I'm resonating with spiritual truth. And it was definitely something I'm still figuring out as I continue to tap into more awareness and extrasensory sensations and communication from the divine. It's definitely something that you have to continue to practice and strengthen, a spiritual muscle and a spiritual gift. And if you don't, then it loses its strength. So you may be stepping over this bridge, developing these extrasensory perceptions through changing your consciousness and your conscious awareness, as you cross this bridge and change directions, going into your purpose towards this moonlight. Maybe you're moonlighting, calling in other pure, joyful friendships that are going to lovingly help you and others through tapping into these hidden realms, hidden worlds, as a multidimensional being. And so I'm being called to read Hidden Worlds. So she looks like a fairy. Yep, she's standing on a flower, and she's actually receiving moonlight. I don't know if you can see that in that. Yeah, you can now. She's receiving the moonlight. So you may be working with moon energies. Okay. So the hidden worlds, changing consciousness, awareness, extrasensory perception. From the center of this night flower emerges a fairy, fully born upon the planet. The fairy gazes into the night sky, perhaps longing for a moment for the last lifetimes, the home world from where they came. This is the lesson of this being and this card, that we distinguish too much, we humans, and we fail to see what is plainly there before us. We cannot see that within each flower lies a universe, and that the fairy is indivisible from the flower. We cannot see that when we separate all into categories that seek to understand, we eventually fail and succeed only in dividing and separating until we lose the mystery we too were born into. We share the same cellular makeup as the flower, as the fairy. We are more alike than we are unalike. As we have lost most of our sight, as it lies slumbering in the sleeping DNA within us. But when we walk under the stars and we gaze at the flowers, and when we see the vision of the night, of the other world that emerges when the sunlight is no more, we can truly see. So too, while we are delighting in our senses, we also imprisoned by their limitations, and we miss the other realities all about us, claiming all the while that we can perceive with our five senses is the reality of the world, but it is not. So step beyond, dear friend. Know that cherishing life will lead to us seeing more. When we meditate, communicate, soften the gaze, and open up, something within us will awaken. And for that fleeting moment, in a vision or under the different light of a friendly star, we will see the fairy. We will hear the voices of the ancestors. We will sense that we were previously unable to perceive those hidden worlds that lie within us, in the codes that are awakening, in the birth of your own senses, in the ability to finally see through the veils and know you too are a part of the hidden worlds. So the illumination of the hidden worlds card is, when I move into the worlds beyond my senses, I can truly begin to know the infinite possibilities of what we call reality. I expand my consciousness, and the hidden worlds within me and all around me will open up, and I will be a part of the reawakening of the planet. So I know that rings true for me as parts of me begin to continuously awaken, and I'm awakening to more gifts. Awaken to these hidden worlds. I didn't always have the gifts that I have now, and I'm continuing to work at it. And sometimes when I try to work at it too hard, that's when it gets harder for me to receive. So yeah, it's a good reminder to continue to play and to receive this moonlight, to call in the other pure, joyful soul friends, kindred spirits, to lovingly help you on your journey as you cross this bridge and open to possibilities of hidden worlds that maybe you could not perceive before you started on this sacred journey. So that's a beautiful message from Hidden Worlds Oracle. Thank you, Spirit. And on the bottom of the deck, and this is the change, the seer. So maybe you are a seer. Maybe you do have premonitions and have spiritual sight. I know that's something that I have abilities with as well. So future prospects, decisions to make, seeking guidance. So that's part of this foundational change that you may be going through. You may be seeking guidance and to help you make decisions as a seer regarding future prospects, as working as a seer. That's part of your foundation. So that's part of your purpose and changing direction. Calling in other seers, excuse me. To help you make decisions in regards to your spiritual foundation and what holds true and loving into your heart. So you're receiving messages, channels of information. Channeling sacred healing information, messages from the divine. Sky fire. The seer sky fire. 511. And then another 1. The healing temple. Restoration, cure, and safety. So maybe you're coming into healing your own physical, mental, spiritual, mind, body, spirit temple. That way you can open like the lotus and flower your flowering spirit, revelation, and maturity. So opening like the lotus blossom this spring during your flowering, because of this love, humility, and respect. You're healing here in the earth plane and maybe helping other seers heal on the earth plane and tap into these hidden worlds. That's a beautiful message. Thank you, Spirit. So we're going to get another one, or we're going to get one from this Lightworker Oracle by Alana Fairchild. Thank you, Spirit. What does this, what do the Sacred Path travelers need to know most as they continue to do their light work, tap into these hidden worlds, and continue to advance on their sacred path, tapping into their extrasensory perceptions, their sixth sense, calling in other kindred spirits like themselves, other seers, as they continue to make heart-based decisions that hold true to their hearts as they continue to grow on their sacred path, sharing more light with others. On their journey during this heart transmission. So, to thine own self be true to your heart. No one can tell you what beauty you hold within your heart. That's part of tapping into your heart. It's a powerful extrasensory perception. That heart illumination that I received was powerful. So keep shining. Look at that sunburst behind this woman. And you got Mr. and Mr. Grinch out here hating on you because you're shining, but shine anyway. There's always going to be somebody that, doesn't like the way that you're doing things, or doesn't have extrasensory perception. Maybe they're jealous of your abilities, but the thing is, you spiritually earned them. So regardless of their hating on you, it's a blessing that can't be taken from you. And if you're using your powers for good and calling in these other joyful, loving spirits, I'm sure you're getting some haters around you. They may not like you because you're intelligent and loving. Maybe it's something they wish that they could be, but are unable. But just like I've had to crawl out of darkness and, realize I'm darkness and light, and in order I have to shine light within myself in order to shine light on others, and that's through doing internal work. It's not your fault if the haters don't want to do the work. That's the reassurance of the golden light, to walk in peace, tapping into this cosmic consciousness that is divine, part of your path to walk in peace and lead with your heart transmission, part of your divine path. Bridging the mind and heart together, crossing this, aligning the heart and the mind together. It's part of your spiritual decree during this change. You've decreed it to the universe and to yourself. It's part of the cosmic heart, cosmic Christ consciousness, this light. Maybe this Christ light that you've asked to dwell within your heart. I know when I was growing up, I had a girl ask me, are you going to ask for Jesus in your heart? Well, this is the Christ consciousness coming directly to your heart. When I asked for my heart to be illuminated, that that warmth that filled my heart was so. I asked in my May 18th video to open that heart. Well, that was part of this heart opening, awakening, and heart burst. This blast, this illumination, and I was decreeing it. So maybe you're doing something similar. Jesus was an ascended master, not the end all be all. So whatever your beliefs are, you can still ask this cosmic heart, cosmic Christ consciousness to come into your heart. It's part of a extrasensory perception of feeling something that you can't see within your heart. Yes, this angel is giving this gift to you to heal your inner child, maybe your children, maybe your inner child. It's from her heart. She's giving it to your inner child to help you heal yourself and the children of the earth. As you continue to ascend this dark mountain, your inner child may be scared to climb this mountain in the darkness, but this angel is with you to guide you, giving you love and information from her heart to help you heal this inner child. And shining a light on you as you continue to go up this path, dark path. She's giving you information to help you on your way. It's part of developing your extrasensory perception. You have to be able to walk through this darkness, the dark night of the soul, whatever label that you want to put on it, with, you really don't have anybody, or if you feel alone, that you have to trust in your heart and know that your extrasensory perceptions are going to guide and show you. It may be really scary for you at times. I know it was part of my path. That's the reality of what I've walked through. It wasn't easy. And some days I still, can struggle. But it gets easier. So just continue to decree it to yourself. That this city of light dwells within your heart. The wave is coming forth. You're free. The city of light dwells within your heart. As you continue to go through this change, trust yourself. What is already with you? So what is already with you and within you? I know it was hard for me to trust myself to make healthy life decisions after, relapsing and struggling with my mental health, but it gets easier as you continue to tap into these extrasensory perceptions. You become more confident in your ability to make choices that are best for you, that benefit everyone involved. It's just part of developing spiritually. There's nothing to feel badly about. Trust yourself. Heaven sent. These extrasensory perceptions were heaven sent to help guide you through darkness and help you come in contact with, call in your other dolphin buddies. You're calling in your dolphins. Other joyful kindred spirits that are going to help you. And thank you, Spirit. Can we get a message from Sacred Rebels deck, please? As we continue to tap into the hidden worlds through our sensory perceptions. Being led by faith and using our spiritual sight to guide us and our spiritual senses to guide us along the sacred path. Trusting in our ability to know. Trusting ourselves. Free from judgment, free to love. So releasing and relaxing that judgment that you may hold over yourself or others. Releasing judgment, realizing that's divine's job. I had to talk myself through that the other day in order to trust yourself. Just stop judging yourself or where you're at on the path, how little or how much you have, and come to life. Paint yourself to life. Paint yourself to color. This is black and white. She's coming back. She's coloring herself back to life, painting herself back to life through trust.